All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. We are coming at you live from all over the place here. So welcome. If you're joining us live on Facebook, we love to know that you're there. It just gives us, lets us know that you're watching and you're paying attention. If you've got something great to add to the conversation, post it in the comments or just hit the love button there, hit that like button. Let us know, hey, where are you joining live from? Where are you watching from? Or are you watching the recording later? And maybe you might be listening to a podcast from your favorite podcasting source, and that's fine too. We welcome you from wherever you are. And I'm excited to be here with Jackie, Molly, and Kurt, our success partners. How are you guys today?
Doing good.
Wonderful.
Doing good.
Doing great. Like I said, we're kind of from all over, but Kurt's probably the farthest away in beautiful Colorado.
Yeah, I was gonna watch my picture. You think the sun's out here this morning?
Oh wow.
And I'm wearing a hat inside. Isn't that crazy?
Nice bright sunshine.
I would say so.
It's a beautiful day here, yeah. And I heard the weather was good for you over the weekend too. So what an awesome. I think fall's probably my favorite.
Oh, mine too, especially here. My son Jack and I went to Tanner's Orchard yesterday and spent a couple hours.
I love Tanner's.
And we didn't skip a thing. We went in the corn maze, did the U-pick, fed the goats, got the donuts and the apple cider, and it was perfect weather. And it's kind of perfect weather today, just sunny and not too hot.
I
love fall, just not what's coming after.
Yeah. I might do that solo thing.
October is my favorite month. And then I start getting anxiety.
All of us are starting at the same time. I might do a solo journey to Tanner's. I was thinking about that. Just go out there and just hang out at Tanner's. I forgot that they had kind of opened back up and all that. But no, Tanya Pops and I got out this morning for a 6 a.m. walk. It was great. So we walked around, and we didn't go there. Just walked around Northwoods. So that was good to get ourselves back the commitment and energized. So yeah, good to be doing that.
That's awesome. Well, the question or the point we're talking about this week is how to increase your aptitude. And so aptitude, the quote, and I talked about it in the weekly winning resource, has a new meaning to me. Attitude determines aptitude. Honest to goodness, for the longest time, I don't know that I ever really understood that quote very well. I'm like, attitude determines aptitude. Maybe it's because I didn't really even know exactly what the definition of aptitude is. And so when I started putting it all together, I'm like, oh, well, now that makes sense, right? So the definition of aptitude is it's your natural ability or acquired capacity for something. So what I like to say, it's your natural ability versus your mindset equals your aptitude. So, right? Because you're going to go as far as your mindset's going to let you, but it does encompass some natural abilities that you have as well. So pretty cool word.
Yeah. But how many of you remember seeing that word on your test scores? It just depends on where you know if that test score was a good one or whatever, if you were, but that aptitude, a lot of times people look at that and go, wait a minute, I'm able to do better than that.
Funny you should say that, being an educator that you are, a retired educator, Jackie. But I struggled doing the research and writing about this because everywhere I looked, all I could find was increasing your aptitude scores and your aptitude tests. And I'm like, well, I remember taking those when I was in school. So yeah.
And that's exactly where my mind went when I heard it for the first time. And I think after reading the article, which was great, by the way, and how do we connect it to our success, I think the word and the definition in and of itself absolutely applies. But I agree with Jackie. I think the fallacy, or where we went wrong, when I think of the word aptitude, is we've tried to standardize it, and that's where we've gotten ourselves in trouble. And
we got in trouble.
If you're going to look at it from that perspective, I think, my claim would be that's not what we're about here.
No.
We are all unique individuals and more than capable of learning, at any age, at any ability. Why our society thought it was important to standardize those things. And I know just in history, and Jackie, that reminded me of your experience. This has been a long drawn out debate. Am I correct in saying for the most part, schools don't do them anymore, or do they still?
I don't think they do.
No, they don't. It just depends.
Maybe it depends on where you are.
It really depends. What's your experience, Molly?
Jack does math and reading maps test in the fall and spring every year, and which he scores pretty highly in. So that's some kind of standardized testing because they kind of prepare for it. But it's nothing like when I was growing up. But when Kurt started talking, there's one of my favorite images about kind of potential and I guess aptitude is it's like a Dr. Seuss little fish on a tree, and they're like, where the fish doesn't think he's smart if you put him in a tree, but if you put him back in the water, he understands his strengths and abilities and everything that he can have the potential to do. So I kind of like that with this word because we all have natural abilities at different things, and then there's all different kinds of life factors that can kind of come in and squelch those, or kind of maybe make the person think that they can't do something. So I like the openness and the potential for the ability to do more,
Yeah. And that potential, I think that was my biggest takeaway. And I've heard Kim share this with us before of, as humans, our capacity to learn and do more, we're not even doing half of what we're capable of. When it comes to success, I think that's where we need to apply this word.
Yes. Your ability is not maxed out, right? So our theme for this year is unlimit your life. We've been applying that all year and encouraging our members, our community members of I've Decided to unlimit their life. And so by doing so, you are recognizing that that's where the whole, attitude equals aptitude, right? You are recognizing that you have the potential to increase your aptitude if your attitude is where it needs to be, if your mindset is in the right place. In fact, in the article, I talked about the research and study that shows human beings, that means all of us, right? That when they use the word humans, they didn't disqualify any human. They said all humans. So if you are a human being, no matter who you are, you have the ability to do 40% more than you think you can. That's the statistics, that every human can do about 40% more than they actually think that they can. And so that's where that attitude has to be applied. That's where that mindset has to be applied to your aptitude.
And so how do you measure the drive and ambition? Someone's drive to do more, where, I know students who would take an aptitude test and just score, blow it out of off the top off of it. But as far as their effort and their drive to do something, to get it done, to get your assignments done,
Well, that's their natural ability, right?
Yeah.
So they were taking an aptitude test where they were born with a natural talent of comprehension or a natural gift of being very good with numbers. But they could still, again, you're putting it's like Kurt says, take the cap off. What are you, that's why he doesn't like the word handicapped, because that puts a cap on you and says, this is your limit. So, it's unfortunate. A lot of times it is harder to get those people who are smarter. Like I have, a daughter that's very, very smart, but they're both very, very smart. But all of my kids are smart.
I'm
but
glad you covered that. Good
I was
save,
waiting for you
Kim.
to get out of that.
One of them, and we all would agree, one of them has a little more natural ability. But you know what, though? She will also agree that she's a little lazier too, because she doesn't have to work as hard to get certain scores. That's not necessarily a good thing either. Here's how I would measure it, Jackie, to answer your question, which is a very good question. How do you measure what someone's doing? You have to do a self-review, because every single one of us know if we are working to our hardest, best potential.
Oh, yeah.
We know it. And if our heart doesn't convict us, then we know that we're pushing and we're doing the best that we can. But if we know in our heart that, I'm being a little slacker here, I'm not doing what I need to do, I could do more, then you know it. And and that's the thing, nobody can tell you. You know it in your heart. You know if you are pushing and working and have the right mindset. So it's a measure that only I can measure what if I'm putting forth my best potential. Now somebody that knows me, you all know me. So if I started being a slacker in certain areas, it would be pretty quickly you would start to notice what's going on with her. She's usually got this type of work ethic and she's not putting out her best or whatever. But only and you would be able to tell, but only the person can really truly know, is kind of how I see it. What do you guys think?
I think we could talk about it for a week. And it's all important stuff. And there's, again, when it's relatable to our success, though, like I mentioned before, I just think, again, it's that, are we, and as you mentioned, giving the best of ourselves? And the only way to share that with others is to make sure that we are being the best versions of ourselves, that's a big part of what we do at I've Decided. If you've not become a member or you're considering becoming a member, I always share, it only takes 2 minutes to do. You go to our website, ihavedecided.org, become a Launch My Success member. That's the best deal. And you get to take part in all these things, and us as coaches will be able to sit and go through all these topics and make sure that's exactly what you're doing, is being the best version of yourself. I know this is already the second week in October. So what do we have going on, if anything, this week, Kim?
Second week's not too crazy. We are gearing up for next week. Obviously, third week is our community networking learning, but this second week kind of gives us a break because the first week is pretty busy. Obviously, we have our success group coaching every week. So as a Launch My Success member, you would have access to live group coaching. So all of us have our live group coaching sessions, and then that's about it for this week. And so, but we'd love to.
So we're going to continue to forge ahead.
Yes, that was yes, because this week is Aptitude.
Attitude. The last time I talked to you guys about it, I said, okay, I had a goal in mind, right? And I said, I'm going to get this thing done. Well, guess what? It's done. I do have the numbers, and I will. I'm waiting for the notification, but I did hit the director in training status, and that was a team effort. So I did, and I was looking at your article. I said, okay, I spoke it. I told you guys. I said I'm going to get it done, and here we are. I thought about it, and then I spoke about it, and it's done.
Congratulations, Jackie.
So thank you.
All right.
Well, you guys. Awesome. I know the time goes so fast when we're talking and sharing. It's so encouraging and so motivating. So I hope for you guys that tuned in and joined us that you picked up a little nugget that you can take along with you that would encourage you, inspire you. and just help you along towards your goals and dreams, whatever they may be. And like Kurt said, we'd love to have you join our community. That's what we're here for. We have one mission, and that is your success, period. Okay? So let us know if we can help you in any way. You guys make it a great week. Have an awesome week. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.